What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Hey, check it out without a doubt. Man, this is my last day in the Philippines. This is my last reaction in the Philippines until April 30th. One of these days, we building on the house and everything. I should be showing y'all some of the footage of the house. What? Lord. First of all, this is 1 hour, so we ain't showing nothing. Red Horse time. This is my last day, so I've been drinking a little Red Horse, so I'm a little bit on the tipsy side. So, hey, check this out. Jaguar Wright goes deep into 50 Cent's #1 Netflix doc. Goes deeper into 50 Cent #1 network. Man, come on with these titles, dog. Y'all be killing me with these titles. #1 Netflix doc on Sean Diddy Combs Part 2. This is Part 2, y'all. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Hey, we got a YouTube course coming out. I'm celebrating, man. I'm celebrating that. I got the YouTube course done. The YouTube course is finished. It's done. Hey, it's going to be a link below in the description. If you're trying to change your life, real talk, cousin, I changed my life, man. I don't give a no more. I'm a free man. I make as much money as I want when I need to, and I travel the world and do whatever I want. I don't have no job. That sounds like freedom to me. If you want to be free, you want to work hard and actually learn how to make money online. You making money from people from all over the world. Anyway, let's get back to what y'all want to see. All this drama. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, baby. We about to hit 500,000 subscribers. Let's check this bad boy out.
Now episode 2 of that documentary, it was titled "What Goes Down Must Come Up," and they're referencing what Diddy was saying as far as what goes up must come down, and what comes down must go up. And you're speaking of these other individuals, and yes, they have had some dark days. Are they not
dark days?
It
You
seems
call them dark days if you're able to elude them, never fully, thoroughly be investigated for them, never have to go to court, be tried, or go to jail like everybody else has to when they do crazy stuff.
it's not like they skipped the dark days.
Yeah, I think a bad lunch is what we should call it. They had a couple bad lunches.
Do you feel, there's redemption in these stories with Diddy? He feels like there is another up for him. He feels like, this is a downtime. It will rise, or at least he thought at the time it will rise. Some of these other guys, they feel like, hey, there should be a redemption story whenever these things, hit their
redemption. Like, see, this is the thing when it comes to redemption. It's like the whole forgiveness thing and all of this and all of that. There has to be atonement. You need to atone for your sins, for your crimes, in order for forgiveness and redemption to be able to come into place. See, atonement means I was wrong. I did this. Has Diddy really taken responsibility for anything that he's ever been charged with? And he's been charged with a lot of stuff. Like, you can't go on a forgiveness tour when you're busy still trying to evade responsibility. Like, how do you say that? I'm sorry, but I didn't do it. I'm very sorry for everything that I didn't do. How does that work? How do you not accept responsibility and atone? Because you can't do that. That's just not possible. Because see, in order for them to actually atone for their sins, they would have to take responsibility for their sins. And then if you take responsibility for your sins, then you can be found guilty of the crimes you've committed. See? These people aren't sorry. So there is no real redemption. What there is stealing justice away from your victims. What there is getting away with red rum. What there is showing mass public that if you have enough money, you can get away with anything.
Hey.
And I don't see how that's good for our society. I don't see how that's good for our country. Look at our country. Can you look at what's going on right now? And we're right here on the heels of Christmas. You've got Rob Reiner and his wife massacred in their home by their son. You've got the one of the creators of Call of Duty playing pole position on dangerous roads and then crashed his way up out of here. You got, have you been paying attention to the stuff that's going on?
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Like, it's wild out here in this world right now. A lot of stuff going on.
There was one thing that they said. I think it was one of the girls from the Diddy's groups saying that Diddy was there for 14 days on end doing all kinds of drugs. He called it the bad boy.
Kalina Harper.
Kalina Harper. Yes.
Married to a Diddy minion.
Correct.
Like,
she
I'm
said,
still not understanding how people ain't looking at everything that comes out of her mouth as coerced. When one of Diddy's number one loyal minions is her husband that has her in court, dangling her children in front of her face. Constantly. They've been in custody battles forever. Mm. You want to know the other thing that I don't understand? How she was sitting there talking about all of the pharmaceuticals that they had around and how it was the bad boy way, and couldn't nobody notice she was tweaking throughout her entire interview.
Yeah, strawberry cocaine, pink cocaine, rainbow tooth.
Yeah.
The bad boy way.
That's the bad boy way.
Like, were designer drugs always a thing? What happened to just regular, just weed?
Like I said to you before, sitting on that couch, when they're high, not get high enough.
Damn, designer drugs. Fuck, god dang. When is drinking a couple of beers or smoking some weed, that ain't high enough? You gotta get higher than that. Zone all the way out. I couldn't do it, bro. God, what'd she say?
Were designer drugs always a thing? What happened to just regular, just weed?
Like I said to you before, sitting on that couch, when they're high, not get high enough.
When is high is not high enough. Getting high is not high enough. You got that right. I don't know.
When they're high, not get high enough. These people got to take it to another level and another level. They got to take it to Mars, and then Mars. Once they get to Mars, they looking for Pluto.
A whole nother level. It's a whole nother.
This is insane.
Level.
This is insane. But what I'm really not understanding is how people are coming forward and now admitting that other celebrities were involved in these parties. But that's wild, because Touré sat here online and said no other celebrities were involved. And then I'm a liar. No No other celebrities were involved. I'm like,
Yeah,
it was just Diddy and Cassie and a couple of the girls. No other celebrities.
yeah. How did we miss where Little Rod showed footage of him and Cuba Gooding in the Red Room? And that, like, where's Cuba in the documentary? Where's Cuba during the
Nowhere.
trial?
No, where's Stevie J?
Where's Stevie J?
Where's Stephen Jordan? We should turn it into like one of those cartoons, like Where's Waldo? And see if we can find him in that goofy ass smile. Where are these people? Because Stephen Jordan was at the house on Star Island where all of those weird, crazy things was happening in the Little Rod when the house got raided. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
He was there for the raid. So how was he there for the raid and he wasn't in the documentary? How? French Montana made the cut. He was on video phone with the Digger and Rodney Jones and no Stephen Jordan. Nothing. Nothing.
And you had spoke on Justin Combs' involvement with these things. Do you feel like Justin was maybe being groomed? I mean, to be under that kind of tutelage from day one, do you see him as a victim as well? Like,
I don't know. You know, when it comes to the children, I try my hardest not to speak on them because I feel bad for them. I do. They all had parents.
That's all Uncle Mike been saying from day one. I feel bad for the kids because you can't say, well, they grown, they responsible for their own action. No, they've been trained and taught. Like you go to school every day is day school thinking that what they see is right for them. Like how you treat a dog or how you treat a cat, how you treat your fish. You don't take the fish out the water. You let the fish stay in the water. Why you don't take the fish out? They've been trained to do what the kids, all of them, even the twins, man. I feel sorry for the kids because they was brought up. God dang it. I must be drunk because little sunflower seed did not go in my mouth. Don't eat on the camera. Don't eat on the channel, Uncle Mike. It's not professional. Take your professional tail. Never mind. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing too bad. Anyway, let's keep going, man. Let's just keep going.
You know, when it comes to the children, I try my hardest not to speak on them because I feel bad for them. I do. They all had parents, and parents made choices. You know, their parents made choices. The Lori Harvey story in itself, and then listening to Little Rod listening to Roger Bonds talk about how the boys were included in Daddy's fun time. Like who's stripping down naked in front of their kid and just banging out a couple whores with their kid there? What was he doing? Holding the camera? Was he holding a leg? Or was he holding a face down? Like, what was he doing? No, seriously. What was he doing in that bathroom with shots being fired, ringing out, and leaving behind a trail of liquid DNA? And a guy who just disappeared. Like, for Misa to come forward and want to sue Gene Deal and it's all distraction. These are just more distractions to keep people up in arms with the bullshit so nobody's paying attention to the fact that they are sanitizing this whole crime scene of a mess to let the industry off the hook and just blame it all on Diddy. Meanwhile, all of this is going on while the DV4D case is happening, and that poor child, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, was found in the trunk of his car. Like, people aren't even realizing that thing was popping off just before Diddy's sentencing. And now the management and the PR team and the label are all scrambling. And they got TMZ doing damage control just like they was doing for the Diddler. This is all about saving the industry. Now you got Brother Bilal back on the scene doing interviews again about Will and Jada. And talking about Will and Jada doing stuff with kids. Now he's saying that Bashir Gray told him directly that he had been essayed by Will and Diddy. That's what Belial is saying. Tell me something. Have you ever heard anybody else say that?
It's new information.
Have you never heard anybody say that before?
Kids?
Yeah. You never heard me? I could have sworn to God I said it. Back in 2022 when y'all asked me if I was going to see that Fright of a Film.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did say it.
That was a year. That was a year before Belial came to the internet telling wild tales of Dwayne Martin power drilling Will Smith over the edge of a couch.
Damn, not power drilling.
Now he wants to talk about the kids. Because that was funny. He sat down with Tasha K. Apparently he sat down with Andy Signori over at Popcorn Planet, and apparently he's following the same media trail that he did last time. Now he's self-publishing his book because he couldn't find a publisher to put it out. I Am Whistleblower is the name of the book. What was it, 38 years of Will and Jada. Now he wants to talk about Bashir Gray. That's funny, nobody was talking about Bashir Gray but me.
For real.
Why? What is it about the industry that has such a hard time with me being the person that said it first? No, people just want to pretend like I never said anything at all. And then they want to start bringing out the bozos and the weirdos selling their books and selling their merchandise. No, everybody wants to trust bloggers who knew no fucking body and who just sit around getting information from other people and being told what to say. Meanwhile, you got me sitting here, and I've been saying this shit. Like, the truth is if I said another word, all people are gonna see is more and more and more things that I have said in the past come to fruition, whether they want to accept it or not. But I was called a liar. I'm just curious. So is Bilal gonna be a liar too? Because he's talking about he's got paperwork, he's got footage. You want to know who else had footage though that ain't nobody seen? They ever hide nor hair? Courtney Burgess. Whatever happened to him?
Oh my God.
Hey.
Him and his lawyer and all of that Burberry, Ariel Mitchell. The same person who put me in a lawsuit for the Ashley Parham case. Y'all remember that, right?
Yeah, you and a lot of others.
No, not a lot of others. Just for me, big homie CC, who, by the way, did you know that he was a private investigator and was becoming a cop in Vegas?
I know.
Yeah, heard the words come out of his own mouth. He's a cop. Isn't that interesting?
He was saving young girls from bondage.
He was saving the young girls from bondage. That's what he was doing.
Yes, kind of what the mission was.
That's what the mission was. While he was working with Sean Atwood.
Damn.
Because he was working with Sean Atwood. And he was a vampire hunter with the guy Ron. And it was over there with Beverly Rhodes doing mind mapping and locating lost people. And Sean Atwood, as you know, has already done his sped time. He's not even allowed back in the United States for all of the X that he was pushing. And he was the one that was hosting Ariel Mitchell, Courtney Burgess, Adria English, Lamisha Fuller.
Hey.
See, I'm looking into a couple of other things right now too, because I have reason to believe that there were a bunch of fake lawsuits that were filed and registered to sway the public's opinion. They were put out there with explosive details, blaming Diddy for the most heinous things, all for the purpose of them being found untrue, to cast doubt on all of the real survivors. Now you tell me that's not a propaganda plan.
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to think about some of these Diddy civil cases that have been dismissed. I want you to think about the trial and how nobody wanted to believe Capricorn Clark. After sitting around listening to videos with Lionel B of Lamisha Fuller recounting recollections of Blink Twice. Like she was sitting over there on Sean Atwood saying that whole thing where Big Homie CC was. I'm just trying to figure out how somebody who's supposed to be so heavily entrenched in saving people and helping people, spending so much time working with frauds and criminals. Or why the picture of he and I together, the one time he and I actually did a video, which he practically railroaded me into, over there with Cam Capone News when I was visiting with them in Las Vegas. What was that, last year, 2024? Why was it that picture that showed up in the lawsuit with us together as Diddy employees? Isn't that interesting? Where did that picture come from? Because it wasn't even taken from the footage of us together, because it was Big Homie CC, me, and another guy named Jaguar. But the picture that they had was just of me and Big Homie CC, and that was after the boy Jaguar walked away. But it was a picture that was taken there. It didn't come from clip frame.
Yeah, it was taken there.
Took that picture.
Yeah, for real.
Of me and Big Homie CC, and somehow that made it into Ashley Parham's lawsuit, labeling me and Big Homie CC as employees of Diddy. Don't that sound fucking strange?
Come on.
No, seriously. Because he wasn't working for Diddy at the time, and I never was employed by that fucking weirdo.
Like, what do you need to even have a lawsuit? Like, what basis? You just have to have like a little bit of the truth, and then if it's a high-profile individual, there are some attorneys that will say.
Once again, Ariel Mitchell has tried to go after Chris Brown. She has tried to go after Trey Songz on multiple occasions. People have come forward and said that she paid them to lie, allegedly. She's got about as many cases as Tyrone Blackburn does. And in my opinion, I think Tyrone Blackburn is another one of these lawyers that they hire to go and get real cases and real victims and botch their cases intentionally. In my opinion, I think that's what they do.
Yeah, it's a lot of that going around. That's what happened with Shine. Shine in the case. Y'all need to pay attention to this, man. That's what happened with Shine in the case. Shine's lawyer was working for Diddy. Do I need to say anything else? He did 10 years. That's crazy.
Don't forget, he made a big splash during Diddy's trial as well with the Fat Joe Rock Nation lawsuit, and then ended up getting served himself and running over a process server. So now all of his cases is just up in the air. Cases against TV Jakes, cases against Diddy, cases against Fat Joe, cases against Rock Nation. Like, this is all interesting, isn't it? But that big homie CC thing, that's really interesting. Because it was that night there in Vegas that he told me that I was going to be sued, that I was going to be in a lawsuit. And I said, no, I'm not. There's nothing for anyone to sue me for. I haven't done anything wrong, and whatever I did wrong in my younger years, statute of limitation long since passed up. There's no way for anyone to sue me of anything. So how funny is it that that night that picture was taken there, Cam Capone. Oh, and by the way, Cam, fuck you, bitch. Keep my name out of your mouth, you white piece of shit. I'm curious. They so desperately needed to have me sit down with that man, that cop, or that wannabe cop, that private investigator who tried to lure me to Mexico on a finding victims mission.
Oh.
Yeah. The big homie.
Sounds like scenes from a movie. God damn.
Scenes from a movie.
It's wow.
Scenes from my life. Can't even begin to talk about the John Doe and the Jane Doe that ain't nobody seen hide nor hair of. What I did hear though is that Jane Doe and John Doe, that for whatever reason had the same details as Ashley Parham. Because see, at one point in time in Ashley Parham's testimony, she came forward and said that she saw the big bodyguard struggling with Diddy, and then the firearm went off, and then the guy yoked up Diddy and all of this and all of that. Because she testified to that herself on her News Nation interview with Banfield. But it's funny, because when the Jane Doe and John Doe came in and they were introduced, and Ariel Mitchell brought them into that lawsuit in February, a week after I got the Defender of Freedom Award at Mar-a-Lago, by the way. All of a sudden, they had to come in and give testimony because she was incapacitated and didn't remember everything that happened. So if she didn't remember everything that happened, how was she able to give that very detail? The only difference was they said it was big homie CC that was the bodyguard that was struggling with Diddy, and the pow went off and all of that. But they said she was incapacitated. So if she was incapacitated, how the fuck did she remember it to disclose it in an interview 4 months before they came into the lawsuit?
Hey.
That's wild, isn't it?
Hey.
And then after they came forward with all of their admissions, this Jane Doe and John Doe that have yet to be uncovered. Ariel Mitchell dropped them as clients. But you left the testimony there. You dropped them as clients, but you keep their testimony. And then when people started coming forward, like Drewski, like me, asking to be removed from the lawsuit because it was all lies, which, by the way, I am the only person that was added to that lawsuit that has an airtight alibi. When Drewski asked to be removed and came forward with his evidence, saying, oh no, because I got cell phone records that can prove that it wasn't me, woo-de-woo-de-woo, yada, yada, yada. Ariel Mitchell tripled down and fought that the testimony was accurate and that he should not be removed from the lawsuit. But a week after Diddy was sentenced, her and the other attorney of record, Sean R. Perez, asked to be relieved as legal. And now the case is dismissed because Ashley Parham can't find an attorney that wants to represent her anymore after they made a mockery of that case. And by the way, that case was filed like 3 weeks after Diddy got arrested. Matter of fact, it was one of the first cases that came out to the media that just, poof, oh my God, he did what to her with a remote control? I'll never forget Murad Morelli and his testimony. Oh my God. You want to know what his commentary is sounding like now that the case has been dismissed? Actually, babes, to me, it sounds like you've been lying. It sounds like either you've been lying or you've been pressured and somebody did this. But whatever it is, you need to come evicted. Isn't that interesting? What a difference a year makes.
Jeez.
It's wild because a lot of these cases that came forward that got the biggest noise are apparently the cases that are being dismissed. Meanwhile, the rest of the real victims' cases are being shrouded in secrecy and hidden from actually getting real coverage. Why would that be unless the propaganda machine's entire job was to make sure that they created as much disbelief with the public so that they would never believe any of the real stories when the real stories were finally coming forward?
Where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, you gotta look.
Like Diddy said in the beginning of that damn documentary, we need to have a spokesman. We need comms. We gotta find somebody, whether in this country or another, someone who's dealt with the dirtiest of dirty in media and propaganda. Wouldn't it be interesting if one of the biggest parts of their propaganda machine to make the public disbelieve everything that I've been saying all of this year was to try to find a way to consistently and repeatedly discredit me? Wouldn't that be interesting?
Hey.
You want to know what else would be interesting? If I found out who the Jane Doe and John Doe actually are.
That would be highly interesting. That'll be on a level.
Mm.
Hold on, Jack. Let me ask you. Because during your last interview,
Whoa, I feel like an alky sometimes, but unfortunately, I don't drink anymore.
God dang it,
Just water.
and that's good. Oh, sponsor. Who's this one? Sponsored by whoever that was. No,
I
ain't
covered
no,
it up so you wouldn't be responsible.
right, no sponsor. Somebody, had some words regarding your last interview, which was Misa, man. She actually came out and said, like, hey, Jaguar got a lot of stuff wrong about
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, can you speak to that? Because she was vocal about you getting her part wrong.
What part wrong?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what did she
What
get wrong?
part did I get wrong? I don't speak on Misa. Have you ever heard me speak on her?
Hey,
I've talked about Kim. Has anybody ever heard me do commentary on Misa Hilton?
hey.
No. What I said is that there have been plenty of people around who said that they seen you get your ass whooped up underneath that car and stomped in that car well. That's what I said. What I said was many people have attested to the fact that you are just as big a victim as every other girl. That's what I've said. What did I get wrong? What I said was, rather than worrying about yourself, you should be worried about the way your son is being represented in public. That's what I said. Of all of the things that you're worried about, you're not worried about the way your son looks? Because he looks like mini-me for the devil. That's what I said. Where did I get anything wrong? What? Because I said something about the lawsuit between her and Mary J. Blige? How did I get that wrong? The case got thrown out. And nobody still don't give no fuck about Vada. What did I get wrong?
Hey.
See, it's gotten to the point now that clout chasing my name and finding a way to discredit me has become the elixir for all of my enemies. Find a way to say Jaguar's name and make her a liar. Point her out. Tell people she's lying. Lying about what? Because I didn't talk about all of the stories that have traveled around for many years about all of, the plastic surgery that all of y'all will go to Toronto to get. I didn't talk about none of that. I also didn't talk about Misha and how she passed away on that table. The one who used to make all of the fur coats. She was friends with Misha. I mean, Misha should probably stop saying my name because there's some other things that were said about things that Misha knew. And maybe her dying from lipo wasn't really what happened. Maybe you should stop fucking saying anything about me before I start reminding people about things that you probably don't want people to remember. See, it's shit like that that really bothers me. When people get to running their mouth and I ain't said nothing. I ain't said nothing. Nothing. Go on your slander campaign and go on your media campaign and trying to save your would-be baby daddy who's in jail for being the biggest creep in the world. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, she needs to stay worrying about being on that walker and get the fuck up off of me.
Now I have to ask Craig Mack's widow.
Fuck that bitch.
Okay, how about
And congratulations, Art. You have now found another lying ass bitch to platform other than Charlie Baltimore. I saw some of that shit. Stupidest shit in the world. How the hell do you have somebody doing an interview talking about real life stories that they don't even remember? Did you watch any of that shit?
I did not see it. You may have to make.
Spoiler alert, let me put you on. This bitch don't remember shit. And then she sits there and tells the story like she remembers shit. It's cute. You want to know what's funny? remembering her on the phone with me, asking me to confirm things for her about her husband. Because she keeps calling herself Craig Mack's ex-wife, but they never got divorced, because if they had gotten divorced, she wouldn't have been able to get access to what money was attached to his name when he died. Nope, that would not have happened. That would not have happened, not at all. Surely wouldn't. She's his widow, and she remarried a cop. A lot of people involved with cops here in the YouTube. Let me see. Cause see, I don't like when, let me see if I still got it in here. Let me see. No. I gotta go and do some research, because see, I got all kinds of DMs. All kinds of DMs.
Yeah.
And I don't know, she might not want me to pull out some of the stuff that I got of her. She might not. She might not want that at all. Yeah. People
Okay.
wild.
Okay.
People wild. People real wild with their bullshit.
People wow.
Yeah, no.
People wow.
Spoiler alert. She it's so funny, because when you see people clout chasing the dead, it's kind of wild. Truth is that man ain't even really fuck with her like that. He definitely didn't trust her as a mother. I can't even begin to tell you the conversations that I had with her, where I had to remind her that her breasts were hanging all out and that she needed to cover herself up while she was drunk, yelling and hollering and screaming at the children. She's a fucking disaster. Like, people should really look into who they look into before they start dragging him in front of the public just for the sake of clicks and views. But I guess, he's out of Gene Deal content. I mean, Lord knows he can't do another video on Gene for at least another 2 months. He's draining people. But you were going to ask me?
Yeah, Gene Deal went on Art of Dialogue, and he has said that the producers of the documentary reached out to him and Kirk Burrows, and he was trying to do a 3 deal with all of them to be able to be on his documentary. But I believe he talked to 50 first, and 50 said the checkbook is open. But upon speaking to the director, they said, no, we're not, we don't pay for this. And, it kind of went left. And, he got off the line, and then Kirk Burrows actually, and what's name actually went on to do their part of the documentary.
Which is funny. It's just funny to me. It's just funny to me, because usually the executive producer has final say in everything. I've never heard of an executive producer who's allegedly paying for everything being overridden by the director. Usually it's the other way around. But it would make sense if Curtis Jackson is only executive producer in name only, so that they don't have to be honest about the fact that Netflix is doing this on behalf of BlackRock, Vanguard, and Diageo. And that would mean that the director is working for them to create whatever narrative they want out there. See.
Yeah, I believe G Unit Films is attached, though. I mean, this is Curtis Jackson's project. It
is. What makes it his project, other than the fact that his name was on it? And it's funny, because as much information as he knows about all of that, do you want to know who didn't do any commentary and who didn't do a testimonial in that doc? Him. He shares a baby mom with Diddy. Why wasn't he in it? Why? He was around for most of the shit that happened. As much as he enjoys the attention, Why wasn't he in the documentary?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about like, yeah, I didn't think like that.
No, let's
Wow.
just be clear about that. He's the EP. He was there for all of this shit. Gene is running around telling all kinds of stories about how Diddy fucked him over and how Diddy was gatekeeping him and fucking up his shit and had him writing verses and stealing from him and robbing from him. Your baby mom all slutted out all over the shit. She's sitting there smiling, happy to tell everybody what a cunt ass whore she is on the stand. You running around doing posts, talking about, laughing about how you telling your son, oh yeah, well, your mom, your mom, you might get teased because of your mom. You just gonna have to get some thick skin. He was laughing about that regarding his child being the product of his relationship with a bona fide whore. And he ain't do no commentary in his own documentary. But you got YouTubers and motherfuckers consorting with YouTubers in that documentary. That's wild. That's wild.
It does seem like
Roxy's channel on YouTube is Roxy's Lady Lounge. You should go and check out how goofy that fucking bitch is in real time. But see, because Art gets to say from the Diddy documentary, Craig Mack's ex-wife, that makes it clickable. I'm Art don't fuck with me. He don't fuck with me ever since I called him out on that Charlie Baltimore bullshit. Where she was sitting there lying, talking about she was the first lady in Big's life, even over Kim. Get the fuck out of here. He been on his I don't fuck with Jag mission ever since he fucking lost clicks and views off of that shit. Fucking Tiffany's still running around talking about if she ever see me again, she gonna do this, she gonna do that. Bitch, you ain't gonna do shit but sit there and beg Ja Rule for another opportunity to get on stage. Hopefully, he don't get jumped no more. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of distraction. It's a lot of hoopla. It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of craziness. But once again, we come back to this documentary. Like I said, it was excellently put together. I told you that from the jump, didn't I?
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
done impeccably well. That's the problem with it. It was done too well. It left out too many things.
So can you speak on Curtis Jackson? 50 Cent said that this is the first one.
I'm
He said
sure.
that there's
I'm
hundreds
sure.
of hours of more footage.
I'm sure there was hundreds of hours of shit that was confiscated from all of Diddy's homes in that HSI raid that never made it to the trial. I wonder where it made it to.
Here we go.
Oops. I wonder where it made it to.
They're like, yeah, who keeps that? Like all the terabytes of data. Just.
I mean, people are just magically getting footage from Diddy's own videographer.
Well, it's safe to say
What else?
the story's not over. It seems like
The story isn't over. I agree. Like, that's the thing. The story's not even being told. Because in order to tell the actual whole story, you would have to include everyone that is involved. But no, this is about saving the industry and blaming it all on Diddy. Saving the industry and blaming it all on Diddy. Okay, Diddy's going to jail. He's going to do his time. I don't know what that appeal is looking like right now. Because see, the one thing that all of this documentary shit is doing is definitely fucking up his possibility for an appeal to get out early. Especially with the judge and them and the appeal board having to look at the footage of him sitting there with Mark Agnifilo, pretty much working on how to fix the trial.
and for him to be watching the feds watching him.
Yeah. filming the feds. Watch.
Filming.
And directing. We need cutaway shots. Like, come on. You want to know who else ain't talking right now? Diddy's lawyers. They ain't talking at all. Ain't none of them talking. Ain't none of them talk since this fucking documentary came out. It's funny because they were sitting there talking about Madison Square Garden and its comeback and all of this shit. They quiet as fuck right now. Why? The truth is, they should all be under review by the bar associations that they're registered to. All of their licenses should be up for termination.
Man, I got to say one thing, man. Jaguar Wright is smart. I don't give a sugar what anybody says. She is 100% right. All of them should be under investigation. Not because it is funny because it's like, well, we're not going to investigate because of the he say, she say, or because of allegedly. Nuh-uh. That's not what's happening here. What's happening is you got Diddy out of his mouth saying things that should be investigated. That is 110% proof that the lawyer knew. So what's up with that? Oh, it's client privilege, right? My bad, y'all. I'm tearing these sunflower seeds up. Happy New Year.
With the shit that we saw in that documentary, with the way Mark Agnifilo was sitting there talking about filing lawsuits, filing fake lawsuits, creating all kinds of hoopla. That shit was on film. Lawyers ain't supposed to be talking that shit.
Yeah, those are strategies that you're not supposed to actually see.
Strategies?
Hey.
This shit is against the law. It's against the fucking law. That's why that black lawyer that left said, I cannot sit here and represent this. I can't represent this dude with the kind of shit that they doing. He wasn't interested in putting his motherfucking license on the line. But you get a weirdo, one, the so-called survivor like Nicole Westmoreland, who's willing to get on the stand and cry for Diddy after she's been ran through by what, Cash Money Records?
Maybe Young Money.
For $2 million with a $1.5 million bonus for this, that, and the third. I think she ended up walking away with just under $5 million for that trial. I mean, shoot. At least she get paid by some rat. She ain't really get paid for her own crime against her. When she got tatted up and banged up and tagged up in patchwork in a bathroom there. Like,
30 years.
That's what happened.
And let me ask you, Jag, as far as Diddy going out to the people doing that, while he was filming himself, he met up with Jim Jones. He shook a lot of hands, hugged a lot of people. Then he got back in the car, said he needed to sanitize himself and take a hot peroxide bath. Is he a man of the people?
You want to know what's funny? What was funny to me about that is that people were so surprised. What's really pathetic about that is that people were surprised. See, that's the problem with fame. People are just enamored by it. I wonder how all those people who were taking selfies with him in that documentary feel about their little moment that they had with Diddy after seeing that he thinks they're all fucking pieces of shits that are beneath him and their germs was all over him. I wonder how they feel. And what's funny is, like, when I think about it, they probably don't even give a shit because they're happy that they're in a documentary.
That's exactly what I thought. Oh, I'm gonna use this moment.
Yeah. Now, I'm the guy in the documentary. That's what fame has done to America. Don't nobody give a shit. Like, if you could see the interviews, the street interviews that I did on the first day of the trial when we were going around New York, Nobody cared, G. Nobody cared.
Yeah, you said that.
Honestly, they were just waiting for the shit to be over so they could get their city back because there was too many strangers flooding the streets. And New York already gets crowded enough during the summer season.
Come on.
Like that trial was nothing more than an inconvenience for New Yorkers. Nobody gave a fuck. Wanna know why? Because they're used to seeing people like Diddy get off. They're used to it.
Hey.
It's par for the
Well,
course.
some people looked at it as entertainment. Again, some lawyers probably will study it. It was supposed to be the new OJ. It wasn't nothing near that.
No,
Um,
not at all.
it,
Not at all.
again, there's more footage to come out. But as we wrap, Jack, you
More
know,
footage to come out. Like, I'm just, I'm like, okay, more footage is coming out. Great. Who y'all gonna cut out? Who y'all gonna edit out this time? Like, cause that's what I'm gonna be looking for. I'm gonna be looking for all of the shit that they cut out.
hey, the real story, like you said, will get told possibly maybe one day, but it didn't get told now. That's
No,
what we
I
know.
mean, of course not. Of
Yeah.
course, listen to me. If the complete and utter truth comes out, three things happen. The entertainment industry collapses completely. Millions, possibly billions of advertising dollars don't get made. People go broke. Companies go under. That's why they fucking hate me. Not because I'm telling the truth on people, because I'm telling the truth about the system. And I'm showing people the reality that the only thing that matters is that dollar. These entities, these companies, they don't care about none of these people. They don't care about none of these victims. They don't care about the perpetrators. They don't care about the prey. Shit, half the time, they're encouraging the predator. They don't care. It's all about the money. See,
Oh, dollar bills, y'all.
if the industry collapses, billions of dollars are lost. Think about how fast these companies are going to go out of business. See, that's why they need to make me a liar. They need to make me crazy. They need to make me jealous. They need to make me anything that will make people stop listening to me so that they can get the world's attention back, so that they can have their captive audience, to have you sitting there loving on these weirdos, following these weirdos, believing in these weirdos, so these weirdos can tell you where to spend your money and they can keep sucking you dry. Merry fucking Christmas.
And with that being said, Jaguar Wright. And first, Jack, before we let you go, the shirt, God said no. The shirt you have on, please, the Jaguar Wright show. Where can we get this merch?
Well, you can go to my website and you can find
Ooh,
links, or you can go to my channel, the Jaguar Wright Effect, and there's
yeah.
links there on the channel. Look, I got my first little
Look at
t-shirt.
congrats, Jack. Plaque, stay placking up, stay placking up.
I mean, I look at it and all I see is me.
Come on. Now you've been in the algorithm for. I mean, hell, I think since COVID. I mean, I think since COVID hit, Jaguar Wright hit, and it's infected us all just the same. Well, not COVID, but you get
The Jaguar Wright Effect,
it.
baby.
There you go, man. Well, y'all make sure y'all hit the channels. We're gonna put the links in the description, man, because I know y'all were asking where can we find our channel. We're gonna put all the links in the
Did we
descriptions.
did we cover everything? I think we got to most
Yeah,
of it, didn't we?
yeah, I think we got a lot of it. In which, man, this documentary, I think because there's so much outpouring of the after effect of what you call the fallout of the documentary. There's going to be more to talk about going into 2026. So,
oh, absolutely. There's definitely going to be more to talk about. What I will say is this though. I want everybody to look at this documentary, for those of you who choose to. Accept the information. Know that it's not complete. But be leery of people who are telling you not to believe what you saw and their reasons for doing so. Trust me when I tell you, most of that shit in there, it's real. How it's been presented, though, that's the tricky part.
That's real. That's real. All right, Jag, any New Year's resolutions for you?
Yeah. I'm going to live another year. They've been trying to kill me ever since I came forward. So, this is the anniversary of me surviving and saying, fuck the system.
Hey.
So my New Year's resolution is to continue to live, continue to thrive, and to try to find a way to take back my name. My name has been so misused and so abused on so many different levels when it comes to this content thing. I still find new channels being created every other day, either lying on me, and some of them. There's this one guy did a video I saw the other day. I don't even know his name. Strange dude, talking about I leaked Diddy's HIV status and a list of all of the people that he infected. Have any of you ever heard me talk about that man's health status ever?
Not I.
There's no video. Do you know what they have been doing though, John? The Joker? You know what they've been doing?
Dude.
When me and you, for the year-end wrap-up last year, were talking about the whole Magic Johnson thing, they've been taking that clip and then just inserting Diddy into it.
Oh. Running Man.
Running Man.
Come on. Well, Jag, with that being said, we have to say it from real life street stars to the Jaguar Wright show, the Jaguar Wright effect. We have to say happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too.
There you go, man. Thank you for your knowledge, man. With that being said,
humbug.
And you are a real life street star.
Bye.
Let's go.
Yeah. Real life street stars, man. Hey, check this out, man. For some reason, I don't know, man. Maybe because I'm drunk with the red horse, I'll have to leave it alone. It's still full. But she was right, man. She be so deeply right. Deeply right. God damn, why is it that Courtney and that lawyer, I really think they working on Diddy's team, man. If you think that somebody that's out here faking and working on the team of Diddy, it gotta be Courtney, man, because Courtney's said all this stuff about Diddy, and he had a thumb drive. He ain't produced nothing. And his lawyer, oh my God, she ain't produced nothing yet. False information. She the one that filed that stuff on Jaguar Wright. Come on, man, that sounds stupid. Hey, you can be a lawyer, but I'm gonna pass it by and be a lawyer, but I'm gonna work for y'all. I don't know, man. Look here, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.